A warm welcome to you, the Nexus audience. I know you've been waiting, anticipating to have another episode of the Nexus, and here I am, here you are. I'm very sure you are going to have a very entertaining section today. You know, what we do is for us to bring those high-flying figures in the society to come here and provide clarity to some of our most ambiguous and complex situations. One of the things that is on our mind now is tomorrow, 29th of May. What is spectacular about 29th of May? 29th of May is the day we inaugurate a leader that drives us for the next 4 years. Unfortunately, we embarked on our election in February and we elected a leader in person of President Muhammadu Buhari, and he will be sworn in to start another journey, the journey of taking Nigeria to the promised land. By this time tomorrow, we would have started another 4 years run with President Muhammadu Buhari, which will be completing his tenure, a first and second term tenure according to the Constitution. The maximum you can spend as a president is just 8 years of 2 tenures. We have in the studio today someone who can truly speak to the government, who can truly speak to the audience about what the government or what they are doing. He is the national coordinator of Osinbajo Dynamic Support Group. Muhammadu Buhari Osinbajo Dynamic Group, where they promised to deliver to the president, to make him the president again, trying everything within their lawful means. So we have their national chairman in person of, their national coordinator in person of Honorable Ibrahim Usman in the studio today. Honorable Ibrahim Usman, welcome to the Nexus studio, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I'm very sure you are always happy and fortuitous when the question about the president is asked, and I'm very sure today's discussion will be as engaging as possible. Now, I'll just go straight to my question. I do not have time. My producer is there waiting. What led to the formation of this MBO group? What led to the formation? What brought the zeal, the enthusiasm, the willingness, the alacrity to support President Muhammadu Buhari in his second term bid?
Thank you very much, my brother. The question you ask is a very expensive question, but I will answer at my level. Actually, we are entering the next level. That is the
slogan.
The slogan. NPO is formed for one single purpose. We Nigerians, we forgot that all along in our history as a country, we always emphasize on good leadership. And I think Muhammadu Buhari is one of the exceptional person that, yes, he has the quality, he has above all the integrity. And nobody will doubt that. That's the reason why we name this out of his name, which is consent, and we carve it to be called MBO Dynamic Support Group, meaning Muhammadu Buhari Osinbajo Dynamic Support Group. And that word is also standing on that singular word, dynamic. Then also, if you look at the whole, story, it's all about the personality of two Nigerians now, the who drive in our country, Muhammadu Buhari and Professor Osinbajo. Go back to this and find out their integrity is something not questionable. Therefore, this is the reason what makes possessors we members of being a founder, and of course that's why the name is called that, and I think we are pretty much happy about it to give it that name, and that name is still on it.
Though the campaign is over, I would not like to make a contrast between Buhari and his close opponent. But like you said, the Buhari and Osinbajo, they are riding on the horse of integrity, basically not competence. Because if we look at, they are not riding, like you said, you've not mentioned competence, you've mentioned...
I do mention competence, of course, I do.
Maybe silent.
Integrity is when you look at integrity, somebody has integrity. The competence is just a silent word. So let's forget about that. Let's continue with the next.
So you also agree that he is also competent to take
more
the
than
mantle.
competent, yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Lots of people, they will say this is just your opinion, that the president has integrity and he also has the competence. So how far, what has he done so far to merit that particular nomenclature, the man with integrity?
Well, it is not all about my opinion. Actually, the name employed itself that MBO is not just an ordinary association or rather formed by somebody within Abuja. This MBO I'm talking about, it cuts across Nigeria. I want to tell you how the formation is. First, we have a structure that exists right now. You can go to the website, you can go to anywhere and find out that those people, right now, those are people who believe in the competency of Mr. President and his Vice President, and of course, coupled with all the integrity of, we're talking about that 21 executives, which we forms Nigerians of like minds, those who believe that we can do politics without money. We can always do politics with like minds. We can do politics with truthfulness. And this is where today, and God has given an opportunity that this man he has possessed all this. And above all, Buhari, everybody knows Buhari's. Let's follow. We submitted ourselves free of charge. And I will tell you about the formation itself. We have 21 at the national level, which the first three are Wazobia. The national coordinator, from the north, representing the Wa and the Neozo. The national secretary is from the south, which is representing the Wa, the Yoruba Wa. And then also the deputy national coordinator is presenting Bia. This is Wazobia. Of course, whether somebody like it or not, many of us will have their own languages and all that, but at least these three
signifies
the qualification.
Maybe I should make a little clarification. Wazobia we have three languages there: the Hausa, the Yoruba, and the Igbo, meaning come. Wa in Yoruba means come. Zo means come. Bia means come.
Yes, that's one of those that can have also a relationship with the formation of this broom. When come and let's form together, that's why this APC is so important that when you tie the broom and let's do it together, that's people can
signifies the teamwork.
The teamwork, and we can do it together, irrespective of where our differences and diversity. So we have this structure that is functioning right now, and all Nigerians knows. 21 at the national level, 21 at state council level, 21 at the state level, 21 at sanitary district level, 21 at local government level, and 21 at ward level, and 21 at the polling unit level. And that will give you this push soldiers of 2,225,359 foot soldiers. So those ones that agree, we want this.
So this figure you are giving me now, almost 3 million people, they are members of your group.
Yes, these are executive member drives, and I want to share light on this one for you to understand. Here at the national level, 21. 21 is those one I told you. I give you an example of Wazobia and
yes.
you. Another tribe also taken into consideration. 21 of us at the national level. Now we have 6 political zones in Nigeria, namely Northeast, we have 6 states. Northwest, we have 7 states. North Central, we have 6 states. Southwest 6 states. South is 5 states, and the South 6. Those are divided by 21. If you calculate, it will give you the same figure, the figure 1. Then also go down to state. We have 36 and FCT. By 21, it will give you 700 with FCT. Then you have 109 senatorial district zone. By 21, it will give you 2,289. All the figures will be there. And then also go to the local government. You have 774 local government in Nigeria. And by 21, it's giving you 186,690. Then it goes together, down to what? We have 8,890 wards. The only word that is also considered that was taken out of during this international court of whatever, Bakassi, otherwise known as Peninsula. That is where you see the removal, but it still exists. We still have to have that.
So you are telling me we have more than 3 million people on this your platform?
No, I'm coming. I'm giving you the number how we form this structure, so that this structure is not something that just where me and you in Abuja here will talk about. It is as we're talking about it, people in the world level and the unity pool understand why Buhari should come and why Buhari should continue with what he's doing.
And they are members of this group.
Exactly. Executive members I'm talking about. If you want to talk about Nigerians' membership drive of this. I think we have more than 9 million or so forms that was filled by people with
Very interesting. Now let me come to my question. With what you said now, it seems we are living in the utopian world, the world of perfection. Because the president won the election with just 15.1 million people.
Yes.
And in one of your interviews with Daily Trust, you mentioned that you are going to deliver 40 million votes to the president.
The impression was wrong. It's once like that. People don't understand sometimes when they don't listen, they just goes to the way. And of course, I can blame you as a media. So the truth is, we asked every member, especially executive member, should go to the polling unit and canvass 40 votes per polling unit. Operation Win 40 is called. It's not 40 million. It is Operation Win 40. And I will give you the pamphlet, you see. It's called Operation Win 40. I hope you understand me.
Yes,
I'll give you the evidence and you'll see what I'm talking about. So it's for Operation Win 40. The impression, of course, if there's any rooms for 40 million, I think we would. And let me tell you, the continuation with this good governance that we're just supporting, by the grace of God, continuation of the next, we will do the 40 million and we'll see it. If we are alive.
In 2023?
Inshallah. We'll
so
see.
You are still hopeful that you will still be with Buhari in 2023?
Of course, Buhari is for life. Buhari will live long and Buhari will have...
Yes, we wish him long life.
Continue with.
We wish him long life. But
Yes,
we know
inshallah.
those who supported Buhari and later on they fell off. Someone like Buba Galadima.
I don't want to name names. I don't care about any person name. But all I'm talking about myself. I love Buhari and I like him because he's honest. And I want this country to stand the best of
What if honesty cannot deliver?
He's delivering more than even what you think about. You've seen everything physically and practically here in the country.
Tell us some of the things we should.
When you ask the question, I'm going to tell you those.
No problem.
But let's continue on the structure. We have not finished about the structure yet. This structure is there, and wallahi ta'ala, I'm serious, it's there. And I'll prove it to you. We'll continue to talk about it, and I'll prove it to you that it's there. These structures are just people who believe in Muhammadu Buhari. They believe in him.
How do you become a member?
How
How do you become a member? Since you said
you have a form,
we'll
we'll give you a form.
Is it online or physical form?
Well, we do physical because of the elections. That's why when some people want to prepare certain gimmick things that they said, no, we are there, we are the field. We escort it, we vote it, we protect it, we escort it, and we deliver it, and we allow them to count it, and we'll see it physical. That's why no matter the millions of whatever they want to see, yet see it there. And we won our elections, and for him.
I don't want to waste. I don't want to spend too much time on interrogating this because I still have lots of flashpoints that I would love us to truly interrogate. The president in the last in 2015, he wrote on the back of the horse of anti-corruption, which everybody knows. That was one of the things he was campaigning with. He wrote on the horse of security and also the economy. When the president came in 2015, the economy was a bit staggering, but later we went into recession. With the help of Kemi Adeosun and a host of other economists, we were able to come out of recession, even though some people are still saying that we are not yet truly out of recession. So, in your own assessment, you think Buhari has delivered in terms of security, in terms of anti-corruption, and in terms of economy?
Yes. The answer is absolutely yes. He delivered, and I will tell you the list line. First, let me start with the anti-corruptions, the corruptions. I have a friend in FCT, works with FCT. A person, he's not a friend actually. No, I went to meet Mr. Friend and then we discussed. He saw me. He said, well, you just say something. He said, well, today, even if at all, nothing, we have seen that the corruption has been, if not drastically, at least been minimized, that some leakages have been sealed. Then I just went and expressed an interest, and I said, "Oh, well, my brother, this is an interesting story. Let me hear, have an exposition on it about it. Let me hear clearly. What do you mean by there are some leakages that now be seen?" He said, "Well, truly, people are accusing this minister of FCT, Madam Mohammed Musa Bello, that this man, even at all, he didn't. Apart from what you see, the bridges and all these things that are opening and all the kind of thing. But at least this man managed to stop this simple corruption that goes about, more especially the civil servant. The civil servant will, within themselves, and officers will sit down and then make a call for meeting. The man is telling me, call for meeting, they have to allocate money for themselves, for something they're doing for themselves. As an officer, he has schedules that you must get allowance for city meeting within themselves. I said, what a surprise. They said today, this man didn't allow it to happen. It's not part of it. There's no way they've tried. He has not. This is at least part of it. In FCT.
Even in terms of corruption, so people they've alleged the president now is doing media persecution. Because if we look at those people that have been brought to the media, defamed, but at the end of the day, they get sanctuary with the judiciary. At the end of the day, they discover that the proofs are not substantial. The truth matters is not knowledgeable to Buhari. He don't know anything about this. And of course, I said one individual, you yourself as a media, you have your part in contributing to that fails. That fault of the media. Media are our problems. Judiciary is our problems. Police is our problems. And of course, above all, civil service. Those people, those companies I mentioned, it's all about civil service. How can a media man be paid in order to go and investigate somebody? It's a shame on us. I wish good faces like you guys here will come together to this, what we form this. And you didn't ask me, how do you form MBO? Because I still want to emphasize on that. How do you come about MBO? Who is sponsoring you? Where did you get the money? I'm still coming to that.
You did not, but I want to tell you.
I am still coming to that.
That's why you see a 2.7 million Nigerians, wallahi, from across the board, they are all Nigerians with like minds and said, yes, we are ready. We've seen what we need, and this is the people who are going to support.
I'm still coming to that, and I will ask
so
you a very straightforward question.
Is the mind of this.
Yes, I will ask you a very straightforward question.
Not this argument. Now we are going to talk about it.
Let me ask you then. Now, since you don't want me to ask you later, the funding. It will be entirely difficult for you to find someone doing something for a politician without an underpinning intention. Sometimes it could be appointment, sometimes it could be physical money, sometimes it could be this and it could be that. How were you able to fund all this? You did it from your pocket?
Thank you, brother. God bless you. Now you come.
I've taken you to the zone where you want to flow.
So now you got it. The first thing is that those Nigerians, those of us here now, who said enough is enough to all this kind of impunity, all this criminality, all these stealings, all these corruptions. We see we've got somebody who is much clear, he has no decent, let's follow him. Volunteer. You don't need to go and get your PBC. Are you paying for your money for your PBC? Of course, they're free of charge. All you need to spend is.
But government is funding it.
That is government. But yes. To me and you, we don't pay to get it.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes.
So when you get your PBC, we encourage people, enlighten them, and that arises to the question you asked about you want to be a member. Our member form is just like this, very light, but the information is detailed. I wish I came with it so that it would display. We'll ask the person who is truthfully interested in Nigeria to get better. Many of them people will come out and clear and say, yes, we're not this.
So these 2.7 million people obtained the form?
Yes, more than I said, I'm talking about 9 million. Free of charge. They come to a PBC, we type it through the net, and so go to the Googles and see things.
I'm not into production, but I know
you
your form will be of very high quality.
It is
something. So for you to print a form that 9 million people would obtain, where did you get the money from?
Fine. The form, the 1,000 form is about 4,500. That's if you want to do like 20 reams, which is 500 times, not just 40. That's 40 bundles. 2,005. Sometimes I is 3 with the printing and everything. Sometimes I will bring 30,000. Somebody like my colleagues here, you can bring 10,000. Many of us are earnings. We're earnings our daily whatever bread, but that is somewhere working or not. 10,000, 20,000. Donating towards that.
And that's innocent also gave you cash.
I'm coming to that. That's one of those things that what makes possess innocent that yes, this is a creditable group. It is he found out where I come from, me myself as a driver, and he traced where I am. My little biography history that yes, this guy is honest so they will can invest. He donated 2 vehicles. First one said give it to the coordinator and one to the executive of 15-seater, brand new one with these things. And of course, it goes around when our campaign become very hot and things going around and so on. We even have a retreat. People come and start venturing. Somebody will come and give us 50,000 naira, 30,000 naira free. The lovers of Buhari Usman, irrespective of their religion or creed, where they come from. They say, those are people who are interested in these 2 gentlemen to succeed. Wallahi. The highest person, I can assure you, who give us one Alaji, who is not even a politician. He just said, if it is about Buhari, that time during Buhari was even sick. He said, if it is for Buhari, he prays. He put some cows and said, he want Buhari to, God should give, so that Buhari will come and, fix this country. What do you guys need? With that time it's about our renting, our office rent, not the state offices. There are people who donated housing, office free.
So you finance all these things with 10,000?
For real, somebody would do, like for example, one Shamaki from Kebbi State, we gave us an office in Kebbi State, well furnished, to give it to the state coordinator there, and he did everything. With lighting, he fixed everything, we said for Buhari. And it goes again with, in Oyo State, a friend, engineer Ajala, who is I think he's dealing with this, what they call this thing, I think it's into IT or so. He rented a duplex for us. He said, we have seen change in so many things. At least some sectors are now look at all the corruption like it's not there. So he volunteered to put roughly 6-7 million there. We had the first office that was commissioned in Oyo State after the Ibadan.
Maybe I should ask you this question before I go on the short break. Then I come back. I think we've dealt lots about your group. So I'll just put this question to you.
It's all about my groups. Of course, anything goes out of the group, I think it's not important.
So let me ask you this question. What do you hope to gain? You are hiring a ministerial position, special advisor, an ambassador?
No,
what do you hope to gain?
I am a citizen of this country and I have a tax. And that's my contribution. It is obligatory for every good thinking citizen of Nigeria. So you think of this country, if it's spoiled, it's for you. You think of if you fix, repaired, it's for you. So why don't I venture into that's something? That's the reason why I'm here. Appointment or whatever is God that gives. I don't even.
But if you get
I don't even have, as I'm talking to you, I don't even prepare CV. I don't do. I just said next Nigeria. I'm okay now. I'm physically fit. I'm alhamdulillah at my level. Why should I even my side
die? The offer you will take.
If you offer me, I swear to Almighty Allah, I will do the needful. I will do the right thing. I will never lift a name that's called bad name.
No problem. We will go on a very short break now. The discussion has been very intense, and I hope you've been able to get some points. The Nexus providing clarity. Once we come back from this particular break, we have lots of more interesting questions. Because it's an insider, he sees the president very frequently, so we'll be able to get at least one or two information from him. Thank you very much, the Nexus providing clarity. Welcome to the Nexus again. In my studio today, in the Nexus studio, has been Hon Ibrahim Usman, the National Coordinator of Muhammadu Buhari Osinbajo Dynamic Support Group. We are here to interrogate him, to interlocute him on some quite topical issues concerning the Buhari previous administration and the administration we are about to see. So we are making a shift from the campaign promises, this and that, to looking at something that will happen from 2019 to 2023. Like I said, in 2015, the president was campaigning on just three things: security, anti-corruption, and economy. But now around, he has turned to job creation, infrastructure, business entrepreneurship, human capital investment, and political inclusion. So, for you who believes in Buhari so much, and you are passionate and zealous about Buhari's coming back on the basis of this 5 agenda, in the next level, as they would say, what mechanism have you set in place to create jobs? Because according to the NBS, the percentage of unemployment has risen to a very high level now. In the first quarter of 2018, we had 18.8%, which implies 15.9 million Nigerians are not employed. And some people have said that they've maintained that this has contributed to the high level of insecurity. So how do you hope to turn this over before 2023?
Thank you very much. Before you make your statistics, you should remember that also the population increase. In one decade, you see the number that increase. And thank God that census is all about, it's around the corner, they are coming with their figures. And so
that's another question for even the administration. We've been due for census, nothing.
Yeah. So let's put it under that cap. this the question in front. So we employment or no employment. I believe if in Nigeria we should be frank to ourselves and sincere enough that this government, this present administration have done enough. They made up an empty treasury. They made up a country that looted like this country,
Venezuela.
Not Venezuela even. This is a cool country, Congo, South Congo. To the extent that you catch somebody with dollar and millions of dollars in a farm, in a bush. Look at how wicked Nigerians are. You take dollar instead of you to invest it in order to create, to create a job for time in youth and all these things. No, he said you want to work on wickedness and the brand Nigeria from. These are the people by then they were in the system. And corruption itself is like a human being. It's fighting very well. As you're fighting it, it's fighting it back. About the employment, about the economy, but now you can see our GP is at the high. You've seen it. Our reserve is there. So many things that you can count on. The truth of the matter is that those who are crying for that business as usual is not non-existent. That's one case.
Business as usual in terms of unemployment.
In terms of employment, is part of the employment and part of the corruption that we're talking about. If you employ somebody, you want to give him some, just name him for employment, and you don't have money to pay him, how do you employ that person? I think if you take example of Kogi State, for instance, they said the governor came in almost for how many months, he didn't pay anybody. When the president come and made a treasury that empty, you just want him to, okay, 2 million Nigerians come, let me give you a job, just to make that impressions. And then the salary will not be there. And that Buhari will not be part of that. Because that is a...
So you are in support of the non-payment of salary in Kogi State?
No, God forbid, Bati. God forbid. To not, if in my... How can I support such things? That one is left for them and stay even though it's none of our business. What I'm talking about...
No, it's under your party. It's under your party.
Well, party is not even more important right in the situation where Nigeria today, somebody in this party, tomorrow we find him in another party. Party acronym is not even anything. Talk about the people that matters. What we have 4 years, Buhari to fix Nigeria. And by the grace of God, we will fix it. And I'm sure you also have that feeling. And then from there, we need another Buhari to continue with what he fixed. Because if you allow Buhari finish his tenure, and then another person will come, will carry another style
who are those people like Buhari, like you've mentioned, that you are hiring for 2023?
We don't need any outside. We need continuations.
That's what I'm saying.
We need continuation of what Buhari...
But Buhari can't contest in 2020.
There are other Buharis in Buhari's cabinet. The vice president there.
So
it's the possible chance, the economy of Nigeria at the moment. So
a possible aspirant under APC in 2023.
By the grace of God, the same MBO will buy for him. I'm not having any.
The Osinbajo?
Yes, we'll continue with what Buhari will buy. So what's the big deal about it? Other countries that develop, they have continuations of things. It's not about all this sectionalism, primordial sentiment. I'm not part of it, and I want to be part of it. This is what.
And this your group will still work for him at that
will
time.
work for him.
Though we've not gotten to that level now. In terms
of
infrastructural development, we have road, railway, power. The president is saying he's going to focus more on road, rail, and power, and also internet, also in the next level. What do you mean by this?
We have seen if it is road and rails, you have seen the things. It's glad for you to see every aspect of it, and it is all a matter of you continue with what was talked about from 19. I mean, first term to second term. So you will see the results sooner or later, inshallah. That one is not even something to talk about. Look at just see Niger Delta, 92nd Niger Bridge. Look at what for your eyes. Remember when all this billion of naira been stick into it, you will be seeing as if you carry a basket like this one now, you pour water. What do you think is? That's how it happened. But Buhari has sealed this thing, and now you see you can see the result.
I think this was one of the reasons why Obiano supported the president.
Definitely. So what we're seeing is we're seeing the reality now. And wallahi, you don't even a human just one of those things that we can trust to. He has that substance. He has that what.
So it is not a matter of ethnicity, favoritism,
nationalism. That's corruption. Deal with everything. We don't need ethnicity, religious, or this big. It's gone. Nigeria is now stabilizing. Want to, compete with the international community. Want to develop for God's sake. It's enough.
I believe Osinbajo can deliver this also.
He is, inshallah. He is. He has been tested and been trusted. Of course, he's there for you.
Though some people will just say it's just a figure there. He's doing nothing. They will say he just takes the order from the presidency and that's all.
President trusts him. So many schedules under him. There's no single mistakes on it. President trusts him.
The president mentioned something that I know women would love to hear in terms of political inclusion. That is the 15th he promised in his agenda.
Yeah.
He said he's going to dedicate 35% of appointments to females.
You can. If the president promised, he said it's true.
Then if he's trying to do this, why doesn't he look for pass a legislation, at least take something to the National Assembly to mandate anyone who comes after him?
With time will come. Because if rush carry everything at the time, that will not give you the desire. But with time, gradual things will.
So we should seek for more ministers that are females. We should seek for more advisors that are females.
If you feel that's it's part of the agenda is having, I think it's so be it.
Wonderful. I've been having a very interesting section with you. You mentioned something the other time, which it was like you were just taking it from the mouth of the president. The president said the legislative house, headed by Dogara and Saraki, he said he will grade them very low when it comes to patriotism. What can you bring out of this?
Well, that is, for me, I don't like to mention names. I really feel that I didn't hear it and I don't want to be part of it.
He mentioned it yesterday. Maybe if I clarify and give a context to it, you'll be able to hear better. He said they held the budget of the country for 7 months, and on the basis of that, he would question their patriotism, their nationalism. So
who says so?
President Muhammadu Buhari himself.
Okay.
On NTA yesterday, he granted an interview for 27 minutes and he mentioned this. So now that we are now looking at another beginning, maybe on June 2nd or June 6th, there's a chance we'll be having a new crop of leadership in the National Assembly.
Yes,
both in the Senate and the House of Representatives.
I just remember something, if you can allow me. If that based on Saraki.
Yes.
Recently, Saraki visited the president. I think when in breakfast place of there, he said something about
they did iftar, ending of
iftar, yes,
together
with him, and he says Buhari is trustworthy or something. I think I forgot the word he used. He said Buhari is trustworthy, and he said something. And if this man at this moment now will say Buhari is trustworthy, what possessed him before he goes about Buhari?
Maybe he's scared that once he leaves the Senate presidency, AFCC will come back after him.
Buhari don't make that kind of thing. If it is so, many of Nigerians, what the damage they have made in the previous government, AFCC would have packed everybody along. But he says, follow to do diligence.
So what is the strategy of the party? That's where I'm going now. We know the party made some mistakes in 2015 that led to the emergence of the leadership we have in the National Assembly now. And they are also plying in that path. Before the judgment of the Supreme Court on the election at Zamfara, we had 49 members of the Senate to be from PDP. We had 59 to be from APC. We had 1 from YPP. Now it has reduced. We have 52 members from PDP because of the judgment. We have 57 now from the APC.
Yes.
That means for someone like Ndume, Ndume, to become the Senate president, he just needs to get a bit of vote from he needs to just get support from the PDP. And we now have the same thing that transpired in 2015 back to what we transpire now. So what is the party putting in place to see that the person and the president maintained a particular position in 2015 that he can work with anybody, but we can see that he can't work with anybody.
You always work with anybody. Whoever that is, that person, working with President Buhari would work with. And of course, but
the country will be in the position to suffer because with your position now, this particular administration, the leadership in the Senate, we suffered 7 months of dealing with our budget. Later on, it was the issue of budget padding. We had this issue. Now we want a smooth run because the second term is a term for legacy. So what mechanism is the party putting in place?
In fact, you should remember that the level of corruption has drastically reduced, like I do mention earlier. Before, the Senate But Mr. President compelled them to agree that it is work for the country. It's not only for your personal pocket. That's the situation right now. They will have no choice rather than to pass the bill, to pass the budget. Now, so issue of before in those days, you see when the Senate, even if they want to execute something, they will take their home away and so on. And I can tell you, I used to be a board member of a certain board, and I've seen what I've seen. People forgot that even there's God. The only thing, money is everything. This time around, don't forget that these issues are gone for 4 years. They have experienced it, and I'm very sure those ones are coming on board right now in the National Assembly. Yes, they will not think of that. That something the money, the carry back, Ghana must go and all this in our way. It's not going to be.
As someone who is very close to the president, are you saying that the president will interfere with the election in the National Assembly?
I want to create an impression with Buhari is the president for all. It's there for all. It's open to all. He has nothing hidden. As far as I'm concerned, that's the little I know about him. He is not a man who wants to buy houses or not. So it's for everybody. Not only me and close. Yes, I choose to say, yes, I am for him. Because I love the way he does things. I love to be free. So when I die...
So he will not interfere in the National Assembly leadership context?
He will not. As far as concerned, he will not. And I'm sure with the experience, those National Assembly will never, ever did it like the mistake they have done before. So it's all about APC family now. They are working night and the day. They are looking at what possibility. Yes, the material in Dubai is good. Dubai is patriotic.
Ahmad Lawal is the candidate of the party.
It's good as well. The party has no candidate. I'm telling you, the people make mistake. Party has not have a candidate. All of them are candidates of the party. They all belong to all of them.
But we heard the national leader of the party saying those who would not support those that are the candidate party should leave the party.
No, he did not say so. Tinubu is big enough to say that.
Tinubu made this proclamation.
He did not. People just, it's a fake news, not true. He did not say it. He's a leader of all. All of us, Jagaba, by extension, Jagaba Nigeria, so we leave him that, leave that aspect. Nobody should just contradict. Those who are always interested in making these confusions, they did it, but it goes as a news. So let's figure it there. Whoever might, Adam Mohamed Lawano, Indumeo, Gojo, who the next person again?
I think those are just the
Those are the three. So anyone in March is welcome to the party, and we'll make sure our party have the best. This time around, we
like Sayaki considered the deputy senate president of the opposition. What if that happens?
Who says so?
It happened Sayaki Ibrahim in 2015.
Yeah.
So if the same thing plays out, you will say
it doesn't matter. What if plays out? So what? It's not an issue of Nigeria. But the truth of the matter is that this embezzlement or pride of things before will not have going to happen. That's all our fear, and that's all. If Buhari exceeded in doing this, I think it's enough. If the person being a human being there, it does not make any sense. What we need is the protections, and this what we call this corruptions in that sector should be wiped out. That's what we're interested in.
Because I will be rounding up very soon. The president mentioned in an interview granted yesterday, he mentioned that his second term, for those who call him Baba Go Slow, that they will be surprised with what will happen in the second term. So what are we looking forward to?
Why did they even call him Baba Go Slow in the first place?
Because it took him months to appoint his cabinet and lots of other things.
Well, for the first, right, he made a situation where there are so many things that were damaged. For the sake of we love ourselves to live in peace, so many things people just sweep it under the carpet. Unfortunately, the other prerogative was they made a damage to Nigeria. To some extent, that some people will even think as, you don't need to see it. So forget about this. It's history. Let's talk about the future now.
Yes, that's what I'm saying now. He said for those, because there was a time the president, when he went outside of the country, where he mentioned, where they asked him that they call him Baba Go Slow, and he made the caricature of those who call him a Baba Go Slow, that those who were going fast, where were they going to? So now he's telling us now that he is no longer, in the second term, he would no longer be Baba Go Slow. That means he's going against that background now, that people, those who call him Baba Go Slow will be surprised by what will happen. So what should we expect?
It's just a relics that the word expressions. It does not really mean that go slow or no go slow. Yes, we term it in our own area where There was a time in that is 1 year, first year or thereabout, we tagged one program we did by MPO that we said slow and steady. That's the word purpose achievement.
So we are just trying to color whatever that is happening in good light with Buhari.
But Buhari is always good light. He's a man that is always good. I always consider him a good person. It's very rare for you to have somebody in this world around the continent of Africa or even beyond. Somebody who has not cheated anything. Somebody he said to us, to Nigeria, that if you see anybody, bring your proof, even if it's working with him, go and deal with him. So things that we've seen, and so many things that we can see right now. Nigeria is now, it gets a lot of recognition and a lot of opportunity. Look at our name now, it's good in the Committee of Nations. So many things. Wouldn't you thank God for these few years? Years that we come and meet an empty treasury. One, he's sick for almost 1 year or something. Fighting corruption itself, the evils are fighting banks. They almost want to turn the country upside down. We succeed in this one. I think we love this country. Mm-hmm. That's why we should love Buhari as well. We love Allah and we love Buhari at the same time.
Wonderful. Maybe just your parting word for Nigerians in the next level. I think even till now we are seeing the era of change. By this time tomorrow we'll now be in the next level.
Yeah.
So, in 1 or 2 sentences, what is next level all about?
Right. I don't know why Nigerians always interpret things and things to just make real of things. The next level is we have a level right now which we've done a wonderful, tremendous achievement in this administration. In spite of all the hiccups here, you are just say, okay, we stop at this level. From tomorrow, constitutionally, we'll stop for 2029, and now come to the next one. Take a note. Legally, then this is a level. This is the next level. That's the level we're talking about. I don't know whether Nigerians they want to form that names, giving it's just an acronym. That next level. We are continuing with where it was stopped, and we're continuing with the good job that we want to do. That's the next level.
So next level of prosperity.
There are already things is going about. You can see within Abuja here. Look at the beautiful airport now that we're proud of. Go to some areas now. Things that we can see now, and this is the level that we stop at the moment. We continue with the next level. That's what it means.
There are no things we hope to change.
The thing is we put in place is changing. It's already the narrative is there. It's for you to see. So many things are changing now. There are the project that was abandoned but have been awarded for 10 years, for 15 years, for 3 years.
The second Niger bridge.
So not only the second Niger bridge, you want to put in process. So many, even this within Abuja here, when it comes to so many roads are not been completed. The international airport road here going there, all these roads are completed. So many things were completed, and you can see go beyond. You see things for some.
I think the audience at home would give a testament that we can continue on this road of asking questions and getting answers for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, and even take a whole day. On behalf of the Nexus and the entire crew, would love to thank you, Honorable Ibrahim Usman for Ibrahim Usman for honoring
Usman Ibrahim. Ibrahim is my surname.
Aha.
Yes.
For honoring our invitation to the Nexus. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much.
I'm very sure you've been entertained, you've been more informed, you've gotten lots of clarity on the Nexus today. We've been in the studio with the National Coordinator of Muhammadu Buhari Osinbajo Dynamic Support Group, and we've been discussing about the past and also the future, and also even the present tomorrow. So we hope to see you in our next episode. This is the Nexus providing clarity. I remain your host, Aiboka Sai Plato. I wish to see you in the next episode. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.